Hey, this is Jeff, and welcome back to Starfield. What's that? It doesn't look like birds. It looks like trees. I don't think they were there when I saved. Sometimes I miss things, but I'm pretty sure I would have noticed that. Anyway, there's one ship in which she will take us to the UC military outpost to steal the ComSpike. Guess we're as ready as we'll ever be, so let's get aboard.
All right, a few things to note. When we get to the checkpoint, UC military will be hailing us. Let me do the talking. Pretend you're a piece of cargo if you have to.
Well, that's the truth. Fair warning, I get anxious when I don't get to talk.
Then try biting your tongue. Literally. We can't afford any screw-ups. Now, like I said before, once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Hello.
All right, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately.
All crew prepare for takeoff. Routing power to engine and grab drive. All systems go.
Oh. Never had this view of takeoff before. Cool.
Don't worry about your personal ship. The fleet will make sure it's secure. You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying.
Don't worry, Captain. I've spent half my life walking and chewing gum at the same time. I can handle a little banter.
Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty.
Captain, I retract my earlier statement. For the record, I don't even like gum.
Noted. Just get us there safe.
Roger that.
You've entered secure UC military space. Identify yourself or you will be considered hostile.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu, cargo class ship ID UC-7938, requesting permission to dock.
Identity confirmed. Prepare your ship for scanning. You're cleared to dock at Docking Bay 2.
Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked.
We probably don't need to be hiding. Somebody on the station could be looking through the cockpit window. I assume we'll be posing as part of Juan's crew. Or maybe she's going to pass us off as a VIP passenger or something. Either way, they're almost certainly going to see us when we board. Oh, cool. Her ship has the docking port in the nose, not on top like the Frontier.
Pardon.
Hold still. I'm trying to talk to you. Oh, good.
Okay, we're in. First things first. The station is enormous, with checkpoints everywhere. To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks. There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance store downstairs. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone.
Jeez, Juan. Personal space? Sorry, I was a bit distracted. Tell me again about the checkpoints.
Only military personnel are allowed out of the cargo area. That's why we need to get you to the barracks to find you a uniform.
And did you say something about vents?
This is a star station, so there are plenty of ventilation ducts you can slither into. As far as tactics go, it's an oldie, but goodie.
Oh, gotcha. I assume once I'm on board, I'm on my own? No way to contact you?
Provided you haven't sounded the alarm, then yeah, like I said, if you can find an intercom, I'll keep a channel open.
Oh, that's good. Don't worry, they won't suspect a thing.
I would hope not. But if they do, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Either way, for now, get on that station and find that intercom. We'll talk more then.
Excuse me.
Okay, let's do that. For the moment, just act like we're supposed to be here. take a look around, figure out how to get into the restricted areas.
You with the Jade Swan? Loading and unloading only. Stay clear of the military barracks. Do your job, keep your head down, and we won't have trouble.
Security on this station's always been tight, but now it's on another level.
Presumably because of the ComSpike research. Makes sense. Cargo lift. Let's get detect life ready. Sense SAR stuff. And what was the new one? Precognition. That might come in handy too, but right now I want to see where everybody is. Well, there are a lot of people around. Looks like elevators at each corner. Hopefully we're allowed downstairs, because the only way out of the cargo bay on this level is straight past the guard. Presumably we are, because nobody's yelling at us. There's the quest marker. So far, so good.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu.
I'm in the cargo bay. Just checking in.
And you found the intercom. That's a start. If I'm not mistaken, the maintenance door should be in front of you. If you can find a way to open it, it'll get you past the first checkpoint.
My skill set is better suited to bluffing my way in than sneaking, but bypassing security checkpoints does sound like a good idea. Oh, the game conveniently lets us know when we're trespassing. So if we get a disguise, will we not be trespassing? Well, we will, but will that reset the guard's alert status is what I mean. Heat leech. They're not aggressive, but this would be the one time it attacks and alerts everybody. Kind of underwhelming that my first kill with the 2311 was a heat leech. No, not even a heat leech, a xenogrub. Well, if you're going to have your first kill with a weapon be something pathetic, you might as well go all in on it. And we are not here to loot. We're here to steal the ComSpike. Sealant, though. No. Here's one of the vents. I mean, on one hand, it'd be nice to search the place thoroughly. There might be some other fancy hardware laying around. On the other hand, we're infiltrating a top-secret military research facility. Maybe stay focused on the mission. I doubt we're going to find any evidence about Crimson Fleet activity here. Oh, I should have searched Juan's ship before I boarded the station. I bet there was evidence there. Too late now. I mean, I stand by my theory that Juan is a plant. The sudden and miraculous appearance of a smuggler who can get them exactly what they need is an obvious too-good-to-be-true situation.
Control. Back holding up okay?
My back's fine.
But if she is a narc working for a different security organization, she might have evidence that she gathered about them.
If it were up to me, the commander would have you money.
Now, if this is the barracks, hopefully we can find a uniform. Presumably this is a big enough base with enough people coming and going that nobody will get suspicious if they see somebody they don't recognize, as long as they're wearing a uniform. And it looks like we have one right here. Nice. Assuming UC naval ranks correspond to real life, ensign is the lowest officer rank, so as long as we're not doing something obviously wrong, regular troops should generally try to stay out of our way. The downside is superior officers might be more likely to give us grief. Try to look like we have a purpose. Well, nothing major there. Lore and a stern memo from the new CO about security, which kind of backs up some of the NPC background chatter about how the old CO wasn't so uptight. Fortunately, there was nothing about challenge anyone you don't recognize. Just Pretty basic stuff, like don't talk to anybody about your work, no civilians beyond the cargo bay, that kind of thing.
Commander Natara runs the ship, and we respect the chain of command.
And this is where we came in, right? Yeah. I need a second to stop and get my bearings, so let's pretend we want something from the vending machine. On second thought, I'll get something from the galley later. No sense sucking down empty calories after all that PT.
State your business.
I need to report to the command bay for duty.
Logging ensign level clearance. Go on ahead.
I wonder if we just lucked into an ensign's cabin on the first try and we'd have to find another way in if we found a uniform for somebody of lower rank. Don't know. But that force greet kind of startled me, so get your game face on. Command bay sounds like a really bad place to get caught. Okay, it's just an elevator. Which is actually scarier. Who knows where it comes out? Okay, we're not immediately in the middle of a ton of people. There's an intercom.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu.
I've made it to the command bay.
Good. And no alarms or warnings on the comms. Music to my ears. If you found a uniform, be sure to put it on. That'll provide some cover. Don't know what you're after, but I'm guessing there'll be another checkpoint. This far down, you might need a clearance code.
Well, I'm definitely not killing anybody. And I know I said I'm better suited to bluffing than sneaking, but I shouldn't need a clearance code if I use the vents in the station architecture.
We are of the same mind. No talking, no combat, and no trace. This station has a lot of old arteries. The blood has gone dry, but they still connect to its heart. Look for a maintenance area that should open a path to the archival computers. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located your target.
Not yet. Gotta get clearance at the security station and then head on over to the archives.
Well, you better hurry. You know what they say, Marine. If you're 15 minutes early, you're still 10 minutes late.
Sounds like somebody else is heading for the computer room. Which is where? That way, apparently. What's the other quest marker? Find a ventilation shaft. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Pure sneaking isn't my strong point, which I know is weird since stealth builds are usually my go-to thing, but using the vents is safer than getting challenged by people who are presumably going to be more and more attentive as we get closer to the ComSpike. Is that the bridge? Command deck. It's a station, not a ship.
Commander Natara, test flights for the latest prototypes are ready to go.
Acknowledged, Lieutenant. Inform them they are clear to launch.
Apparently this is what the architecture part of vents and architecture meant.
I need to get better sleep.
And I'm really hoping this is one of those games where NPCs never look up. Okay, they don't have the right angle to see me anyway, and the ones down there are facing the wrong way.
Nothing to report.
Definitely nothing to report. Pirate in a stolen ensign's uniform, fallen out of the ductwork, probably something they'd report. And back into the vents. But not for long, apparently. Anybody down there? Yeah, that's the computer room. Oh yeah, there are people down there. Very tricky game, but not tricky enough. Is he going to walk away? Yes. Excellent. We may or may not be allowed in there, but again, falling out of a vent, mildly suspicious. And what's Precognition do? Nothing. Apparently you have to cast it on a target. We'll get what we need from the computer and talk our way out of it if necessary later. Most relevant to the situation at hand, the ComSpike project is run by Dr. Gabriel Vogel in Engineering Bay 4, Lab 4, and our access privileges are upgraded to allow entry. Possibly relevant but not urgent, they're also working on the Enhanced Shields project that Ikande and Toft have talked about several times. And there's a third project related to missile targeting systems to make it easier to disable ships without damaging systems or killing the crew. Not sure if that's something we'll see in action later or if it's just flavor text. So in theory, we should just be able to open this, right? Indeed we can.
How are the tests for the ComSpike going?
Dr. Vogel has put in a request for more personnel. It seems there was an accident.
It's always something with that doctor.
Not to change the subject, but are we concerned about the potential leaks?
No. Until you can provide more substantial proof, we'll simply monitor the situation at the cargo bay. For now, I've recommended to Dr. Vogel to contact me immediately if he identifies any suspicious behavior.
Why would the ComSpike project be prone to accidents that cause injuries? Advanced decryption seems like it'd be mostly software. Maybe a better antenna or something, but nothing that seems likely to blow up. Well, then again, nobody said it's only about decrypting transponder signals and ship comms. It's probably part of a broader fascist surveillance state program to spy on everybody all the time. Very sci-fi. No supposedly free real-world government would ever do something like that. Oh, wait. But that still doesn't explain why there'd be casualties while developing it. Like I said, it seems like it'd be all about the software. Any chance there's a vent that leads to the lab? Hold on. Oh, we've been here before. Maybe I'm overthinking this. We updated our access so we're allowed in the lab. We must be allowed in the hallways that lead to the lab, right? Or the elevator that leads to the lab. Same principle. Engineering Bay 4, that's us. Presumably what we're looking for is a slate with a program, but maybe not. Intercom.
Daiyu here. Cargo's almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly.
Excuse me? I'm your cargo.
You are, and I've delivered you just as Delgado asked. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship. That doesn't mean you're trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal. As a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that.
Well, probably, but that wasn't part of the deal. Although, now that I think about it, taking me with her wasn't technically part of the deal either. She said she'd get me out if she could. Don't suppose you have any useful advice before you go?
I don't know what you're after, but my guess is you're looking for a scientist. It might even help if you pick up a lab coat and use it to blend in.
Not particularly useful, no. Well, see you around. Anyway, if what we're looking for isn't software, it's presumably a zero-weight quest item. Not that it really matters, since I haven't been doing any significant looting. Might as well take a lab coat just in case. Our clearance is updated, but if the lab's like a clean room environment, they might not let military personnel walk around in their uniforms. So is this why there are 2 or 3 airlocks off the cargo hold? We have to steal another cargo ship that's docked here? Or will we be stealing a military ship? The game can't assume your piloting skill is good enough to fly anything higher than Class A. And I wouldn't mind having a hot little starfighter in my collection. Lots of interesting stuff on that one. There's an audit of projects under the previous commander going on, leading to budget cuts and the tighter security. There's yet another project here working on an experimental grav drive, which is where the accidents happened and killed some of their test pilots. More relevant to the current situation, Dr. Vogel is apparently a bit on the eccentric side, so bluffing our way past him might be easier than it would be with somebody more grounded. Although, maybe that's not the only relevant entry. Are we going to have to steal the experimental grav drive prototype to escape? Because that sounds like an accident waiting to happen. I don't think we really need in here, but locked doors usually have something good behind them.
So, what's this big project you're working on?
Well, I can tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Really? Couldn't you just trust me?
Nope. Right out the airlock you'd go. But I'd try my best not to enjoy it.
Well, terminals and loot. Oh yeah, called it. The ComSpike isn't just for transponders. It's a one-size-fits-all spying solution. More importantly, it's integrated into a prototype ship, so that's how we'll be escaping. Although, it's not clear if it's the same one with the experimental grav drive. That might be its own thing. Bay 4, Lab 4. This is it. Our current objective is to talk to Vogel, and we've learned from multiple sources that they're ready for a test flight, but they're short on test pilots at the moment, so I'm guessing we need to volunteer for that. Evidence? I was not expecting that.
Can you talk to the commander? Get me reinstated? Natara's doing you a favor, Marcine. Would you prefer to court-martial? Dishonorable discharge? Because all of that was on the table. And what kind of face am I supposed to have? The face of someone who got away with it.
Okay, I'm probably going to cut that because it was long and not relevant to our mission, but short version, the old commander knew the project teams were lining their pockets with inflated budgets and possible outright fraud, and he was very likely either in on it or behind it all. Well, that's terrible. Leave it. So I guess our guy's in here. Yeah, that's what I thought. The other screen explains the clearance procedures for test pilots, but Vogel's pestering the commander. Not his fault 2 pilots were killed on the experimental grav drive project. His prototype is so easy to fly, a Marine could do it. So if they can get a volunteer from station personnel they already vetted, they wouldn't have to wait for background checks on new, qualified test pilots.
Wait, who are you? Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign?
No. In complete honesty, I did not. Sign? What sign?
The sign outside that says no visitors. Wait, did they not put that up? I requested it ages ago, but not surprising. Ever since Commander Natara took over, the priorities have changed.
Okay, if we're a junior officer volunteering for duty, we'd have no idea what's really going on or who he is, right? Are you the person in charge of Project UCE-86?
Oh, yes. I've been studying decryption of all types for quite a long time. Probably since before you took your first grav jump. Signal protocol, quantum ratchet symmetry, interleaving data extrapolation. You name it, I've lectured on it. I've probably forgotten half of it, but I definitely knew it once.
One of the terminals said different teams were building the ship and the ComSpike itself. I need access to the device.
Don't you mean access to the ship? Because the ComSpike isn't a device, it's a module. It's attached to a prototype in one of our docking ports. We're still in the testing phase, running decryptions across a variety of signal types, but the results so far have been very promising. It can even interpolate signal data lost in the retrieval. It really is a wondrous technology.
Device, module, you say tomato, I say tomato. And with security skill, decryption on that level has vast military applications. And for government spy agencies. No wonder the UC is interested in it.
Yes, it's not quite cracking the Enigma code, but it will give us a significant tactical advantage. We'll be able to infer everything from battle plans to meal consumption. Not that we'd care about that sort of thing, outside of the effects of diet on combat readiness. And yes, there are certain kinks to be worked out, missing parts and the occasional traumatic injury here and there, but it's all part of the adventure.
Okay, apparently his project caused some injuries too. But either way, I think I'd be a good pilot. I love adventure.
Yes, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters, particularly when the destination is death. But don't worry. We've corrected the problem with the ship's life support systems, and statistical models show a failure rate of less than 2%. In short, I've requested a full squadron of these brave and fearless Marines to be transferred to the station. They'll give the prototype a final run, and provided there are minimal casualties, we can present our findings to Mast.
Or maybe I misunderstood, and his ship is the one killing people. Mildly alarming, but that's why I'm here. I'm one of those new test pilots, actually.
Splendid. That was fast. I thought I put in the request this morning. Normally my requests aren't given this much attention, let alone haste. It seems a tad suspicious.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, man. The reasons are classified, but I've been asked to personally fly this ship.
Classified? I'm the head of the ComSpike project. I would have gotten word of this ahead of time.
I was told this is an emergency. I assume that's why they sent me down here so fast.
You're right. We do need to hurry if we're going to have this module ready in time.
Ooh, if we win the easy and get a bonus turn, or the medium would win outright. But if we fail, we could be in a world of hurt. Yeah, I'm going to use the auto-persuade.
Really? And then maybe all of my pestering has finally paid off. All right, you've convinced me. You're the new test pilot. You'll need a uniform and a terminal password to authorize a flight and get past Natara's cumbersome checkpoints. The uniform you can get in the locker room area, the password you get from me. You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center. And of course, best of luck. You are doing science a great service by undertaking this sacrifice.
Gotta love that optimism. Okay, we've got the password. We need a flight suit and then use a computer in the control room to file a flight plan. Why is the quest marker still on him? He gave us the password, right? Well, first things first. Let's find a flight suit. Right here in the locker room. Good.
Yes, if you have experience flying, you should talk to Dr. Vogel.
I don't know. I've flown a Discovery class, but I'm not familiar with the newer tech.
Your ships are generally easy to fly.
Commander Natara doesn't have the backing of the scientists here. I'm afraid Commander Woods might be reinstated.
I'm not sure, but I think some of the NPC background chatter implied the actual volunteer might be showing up soon, so we may be on the clock here.
I need a real drink when we're done here. Reporting for duty, pilot?
I'm expected. Dr. Vogel gave the approval.
Another test flight, huh? You pilots are braver than me. You're clear to pass. Don't forget to schedule the flight in the control center.
Wilco. Okay, the control center is up there.
Is it me, or does the station seem busier to you?
We've got word of some suspicious behavior on the station.
Well, I haven't seen
Excuse me.
From what I heard,
And it sounds like they are starting to figure out that something fishy is going on. That backpack actually looks pretty nice. Take it and check it out later. We need to get a move on. I assume there'll be a computer we need to use in the control room. Yeah.
It's tough not seeing any action, but securing a station like this is a pretty important duty.
Well, we are not either of those projects. Archangel is the experimental grav drive. We're UECE 86. Here we go. Add ComSpike. Authorized for flight. Next question, where's the ship? Here we go. Get aboard and hope it's not a scripted kill. Like, hey, we warned you 3 times that this thing was a death trap. You were supposed to steal the schematics from a computer 3 decks down. But given the quest markers held our hand most of the time, probably not.
Prototype ship, you are cleared for takeoff. We'll begin the test on your departure.
Let me get buckled in and I'm on my way.
Recording test flight data. Please adhere to the scheduled flight plan and let us know if you have any issues.
You know, this might be too much to hope for, but it's been well established that you can't track a ship through grav jump, and the ship does have a history of technical problems. If we just disappear and never come back, they might assume it blew up or is otherwise lost. And at worst, they aren't going to know who stole it or where we went. It'll be kind of hard to judge how well it handles without Sam's piloting buff, but that's a lot of bars of engine on the power allocation display. This thing might be a keeper. Sell the idea that we're really doing our job here. That's enough pretending to do a real test flight. Let's get out of here before they catch on. Oh yeah, they're all on board.
Yeah? What?
Nothing. Just checking out the new ship.
Say whatever you need to, but don't waste my time.
We can check it out later. Let's dock and see what Naeva and Delgado have to say. We've got the ComSpike, so hopefully they've made some progress on the EM shielding problem.
Well, well, well. Welcome back, Rook. Looks like you got a new toy for me. Go on in and give everyone the lowdown. We'll take care of things from here. That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it.
Your previous ship's being brought back to the dock.
That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it.
Another port. So Jazz can have a look.
Yeah? Is Samina seeing anyone right now? The patients, I mean. I got a sore hip.
Does that mean Jazz is ready to install the EM shield? Wouldn't have expected it to be that easy.
You looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
Bite me.
Rook.
Are we meeting them in the bar? Okay. Oh, it's Huan.
Nice to know Naeva was right about you. It's good to have a promising rookie with the fleet.
That's interesting. Naeva vouched for me? Seriously?
Surprise? Naeva talks tough, and frankly, she is tough. But she's not a machine.
Well, respecting me and liking me are 2 different things. I couldn't have done it without you.
I won't deny I helped. Let's hope the compensation reflects that, huh? Anyway, I believe I owe you a drink. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. Because if Delgado's right about Kryx's legacy, you've earned more than your fair share already with that ComSpike.
So much for the UC not knowing who stole it or where it went. I'm actually surprised Delgado told you about that.
Yeah, although I get why you didn't give me the details. If I had known this was about the legacy, I might have asked for a bigger cut.
Which is exactly how a narc posing as a smuggler would justify being nosy. The legacy better be real.
You read my mind. I don't like the thought of putting my routes in jeopardy over an old story. But I respect Delgado, and I believe he's onto something. What that is, though, remains to be seen. Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Now that you've had your drink, and my debt is paid, it's time for you to give Delgado the good news.
Apparently she's infiltrated him deeper than I thought. I assumed she was an independent they used to smuggle stuff for them, but it sounds like she's actually a member.
Jasmine tells me that you not only brought us the ComSpike, but an entire prototype UC ship. I'm impressed, Rook. Very impressed.
Well, it turned out the ComSpike wasn't a software package or a portable device. It's actually built into the ship, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Should have taken the compliment, Rook. Dale doesn't give those out often. Juan gave us the full rundown of your little smash and grab operation. She gave you some really high praise. Said you were a pro.
And from what I hear, receiving praise from Huan Daiyu is quite an accomplishment. All in all, a job well done. Now, on to the business at hand. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, boss. What's up?
How's it going?
I already have 2 of my crew tearing the ship apart from one end to the other. ComSpike shouldn't be too tough to extract. I'm looking forward to seeing what those UC techs have been up to.
Keep me posted. All right. That leaves our electromagnetic atmosphere problem. And I think we've discovered a solution. There's a corporation in the city of Neon called Xenogrub. They're responsible for the massive conduction grid that powers the city. We get our hands on their electrical absorption tech, and Jasmine swears she can tame it to handle Bannock 4.
So we don't get to keep the prototype. Boo. I said when the switcheroo with the escape shuttle at the lock happened that I might not be as suspicious if it was any good, and sure enough, Vogel's prototype is sweet, and I'm like, Delgado had free access to the frontier for a few days, who cares? So what's this conduction grid?
It's the giant shroud that covers the entire city. Big ugly thing that Xenogrub uses to absorb lightning strikes. When you arrive in Neon, I'm sure your contact will fill you in with all the boring details.
Well, I doubt I'll find them boring, but remember, we're sucking up. And Jazz is Naeva's favorite. I'm worried that we're putting all our eggs in one basket here, betting everything on Jazz being able to get all this tech to work. Seems like a single point of failure, know what I mean?
Hey, my girl can piece together a jump engine with her eyes shut. Literally, I've seen her do it. So, cut the crap. The only thing you need to worry about is bringing the tech home.
All right. Infighting isn't going to get us to the legacy any faster, Naeva. Now, why don't you give us the info on our Neon contact?
You get to meet up with the lovely Estelle Vincent. She's had her deft little fingers on the pulse of Neon for some time now. Whatever info you need, I guarantee she can get.
Estelle is one of the most reliable captains we have in the fleet. If I want something done, there's none of the typical bullshit. It gets done, and afterward, we all split the cash.
Lovely lady with deft little fingers, you say? Sounds good to me. As does the part about splitting the cash.
Don't worry. When Kryx's legacy is aboard the Key, we'll be splitting plenty of cash. Until then, I want you to do everything Estelle asks. Follow her instructions to a letter. She is valuable to the fleet. You piss her off and we lose her as a contact, you're going to be answering to me.
Estelle will be waiting at Madame Sauvage's place. I'd say don't keep her waiting, but chances are she won't mind. Girl loves her liquor.
And keep your eyes on the prize. Neon's one big distraction for people like us, so I want you focused. We are one step away from Kryx's legacy, and we cannot afford any screw-ups.
Oh, pissing her off is the last thing on my mind, boss. I'm thinking more along the lines of making her toes curl.
Better get a move on before Dale sees you slacking.
Bite me. We'll see if this terminal updates as we make progress. Apparently it does not.
Thanks for making me look good. I would have had to kill you otherwise.
In your dreams. But here's a slate I'd never noticed before. Voss's parts. No audio log. Shinya wants to upgrade his implants to keep up with Galbank countermeasures. Toft should find that very interesting.
Fleet first. Never forget it.
Whatever you say, boss.
I ended up with a broken arm.
Was.
It seems you had quite the eventful mission on your hands. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were able to spare lives in the process.
Well, I don't want to whine. Or brag. How's Mast reacting to the whole thing?
As you've probably guessed, not very well. Keeping Mast out of the loop regarding this particular mission has proven exceptionally difficult. But we've managed to keep your involvement in the dark. Sparing the lives of the soldiers on SY-920 has definitely made our position with the top brass much easier.
Look, I told you when you first extorted me into doing this that I'm happy to kill pirates and other scumbags, but I wouldn't be hurting any innocent people. And if it ever comes to that, screw gathering evidence. I'm just going with the kill 'em all option.
And on behalf of the United Colonies and Commander Natara, I thank you.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but there's still the matter of the ComSpike to discuss.
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short, and we should get to the matter at hand. Please give me your report.
The key point is they have the ComSpike, so they'll be able to track down the legacy. And what do you mean time is short?
With the acquisition of the ComSpike, the fleet is one step closer to Kryx's legacy. And the more people we arrest, the greater the chance that your infiltration is discovered. We're working against the clock here, so let's start by discussing the status of the ComSpike.
Delgado has Jasmine Durand working on it.
Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the Bannock 4 problem?
He thinks the Generdyne conduction grid in Neon will let the ship handle extreme EM conditions. But he was alarmingly cavalier about the details.
The conduction grid?
That's brilliant, but is it actually possible? It's 80-year-old tech. Sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It essentially absorbs lightning strikes and converts it to usable energy. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle Bannock 4's EM field. An engineer, like Jasmine Durand.
If that's the case, inform our contacts on Neon that our operative will be touching down there in the near future.
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that your efforts are helping us gain interest among my superiors. They're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson Fleet and make amends for the UC's embarrassing mistake. It was the riot at the lock, touched off by Jasper Kryx, that inspired him to create the Crimson Fleet in the first place.
Thanks to your assistance, we'll be able to rectify that mistake, and Mast will authorize an all-out assault.
All right. I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report. Good luck. And please, be careful.
First up, here's everything I have on Shinya Voss. Apparently I missed it the first time I was there.
So Voss engineered a way to directly interface with the Key's mainframe? I knew he was a math genius, but didn't realize he was so tech-savvy. Well, we'll share this information with Galbank. Hopefully it'll help them shore up the security on their cryptocurrency. Anything else?
Yes. This recording about the ComSpike shows that the UC has some internal issues going on. Grift for sure, maybe fraud.
Cost overruns, siphoning project funds? How deep does this well go? Our forensic accounting team is going to have their hands full. I'll send this to Mass right away. Let's just hope that a few rotten apples within the UC haven't spoiled the entire bunch. That it?
That's it.
Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more.
Going with the old "a few bad apples" excuse, huh? Surprisingly naive for someone with your background. Speaking of which, feel like telling me how your time in the well relates to your dislike of the fleet?
How's the training coming along?
Yeah.
What training?
I figured it was only a matter of time before this came up. The reason I didn't bring up the Crimson Fleet is, well, I was one of them. It's something I'm not exactly proud of.
The plot thickens. I assume that's what makes you so good at monitoring them, understanding their motives and methods, that kind of thing.
I know a great deal about how they operate, what frequencies they use, their encryption techniques, their methods. So, in short, yes.
I also assume Commander Ikande knows?
He knows quite a bit about my journey. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this conversation to him.
Fair enough. I can see how that would be something you don't want to shout from the mountaintops.
Right. No one else but you would understand what I've gone through. It's been a long and difficult road. I was recruited out of New Atlantis by Naeva Mora. She said I was making a name for myself, and it caught the fleet's attention. I was thrilled. It was a chance at bigger and better scores and gave me a ticket off-world. Why the heck would I say no?
So I'm guessing Naeva recruited you because you were making a name for yourself in New Atlantis?
I raised hell on New Atlantis until someone stood up and took notice. And just like Adler Kemp stuck his neck out and vouched for you, someone else in the fleet did the same thing for me. In fact, it was my idea to send you to Sidonia for your first, well, I suppose you call it a mission.
Well, she could have walked away, but let's not judge. Let me guess. Naeva dangled credits in front of your face.
Of course she did. How else would you get an aspiring criminal to blindly follow you into a life of interstellar crime? They took me in. Delgado ran me through the paces on Suvorov, and before I knew it, I was part of the team. Now I was making some serious money. That apartment I boasted about in New Atlantis became a joke. I even made enough to buy my own ship.
Naeva made some kind of crack about Delgado initiating rooks on Suvorov and half of them always getting killed. Has he been trying to get into the lock this whole time, or is it just a convenient location for testing people under pressure?
What do you think? It's a giant ice ball. I froze my behind off. We spent a while exploring the surface near the lock, while Delgado laid out his spiel about honor among thieves and all that nonsense. Never got a look inside the facility like you did.
So, bit of column A, bit of column B. Still waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, it dropped. Hard. Everything changed thanks to Commander Ikande. The man basically saved my life. I owe him everything.
His reasons were probably that you're smart and you know his adversary.
He's a special man. I've never met anyone else like him. Look, I've already said too much. I promised Commander Ikande I wouldn't talk to anyone about this. All you need to take away is that I've literally walked a mile in your shoes, and I appreciate the risks that you're taking. Carry through with this mission. I promise you I'll be there every step of the way.
Delgado was blowing smoke about death being the only way out, but I guess we'll need to gather more evidence to hear that part of the story.
I'll be here if you have any more questions.
I didn't realize the ship landing nearby event could include Starborn ships. Had to open my big mouth and say, well, if they were smart, they'd come after me before I collect any more artifacts or powers. Oh, that's like 5 of them. Even with Andreja backing me up, just one is a tough fight, and she's not here. We're out. On the other hand, if Vladimir's right about them just being bullies, then running away every time we encounter them is just going to encourage them. Give them a bloody nose and maybe they'll back off a bit. And we don't have Andreja, but we do have a car with a laser cannon. I say we go GTA on these bastards. Hey fellas, nice day for a stroll. Oh, we got a twofer there. Nice. Let's try the laser cannon. Not as powerful as I hoped, but they do have a stupid amount of health. Change position before they get zeroed in on me.
Where will you appear? Time and space.
I think that was another twofer, but being run over doesn't do as much damage as I expected. I mean, I know from shooting them that it takes a lot of kinetic energy to kill them, but the kinetic energy transfer from getting hit head-on by a car at 60 kilometers an hour is somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 times greater than getting hit with a rifle bullet. Time to go. That actually brings up an interesting point. I don't know exactly how the damage resistance formula works in this game, but maybe they don't have 6 million hit points, just really high damage resistance. That might explain why there wasn't a huge difference between shooting them with the AA-99, which was already falling behind my other weapons in damage output the last time we fought one, and the Shoddy, which was my DPS king at the time. There's probably a DR cap like in every other Bethesda RPG, so maybe they were absorbing everything except the minimum amount the game says has to make it through when you get hit. Whatever the case, they're major bullet sponges, but guess what? Laser turret on the car has infinite ammo. There's the wounded one. Soften him up a little more. That never gets old. Hey, you know how predators work? They go for the weakest member of the herd first. That'd be you. But we don't really want to hang around when there are a bunch of them at close range. Almost got him. Ew, I got quantum essence all over me. But that'll be 20% less incoming fire from here on out. Oh, the weakest one's off on their own again. Well, weakest isn't the right word, but the one with the lowest health. More quantum essence. I had a little bit of sour grapes going on with the quantum essence up till now. Like, I don't know if it's worth the risk. But actually, some of the powers are really good, and being able to spam them can't be a bad thing. Move up just a little more. There we go. More. Perfect. Oh, unless they charge me, this is a perfect position. The laser cannon's on top of the car so it can hit them, but they can't hit me. Fish in a barrel. Number 3. Might have to move up a little more for that one. go. Number 4. What the laser lacks in power, it makes up for in range. Even with the sniper rifle, there is zero chance we'd be hitting them that reliably. See if we can find an equally good spot for the last one. This looks good. Is this fair? No. Do I care? No. Fighting fair is a load of horse manure invented by bullies to make their job easier. Somebody wants to kill you. Fighting fair is the last thing you want to do. And there we go. Maybe now they'll think twice about sending hit squads after us. Anyway, we still have 2 resources to find. Okay, after some more surveying, list recruiting, and other housekeeping, I'm sitting on 3 skill points, and we can max out persuasion, so we're obviously doing that. Ditto for weapon engineering. And I'm going to save the last point to put in pistol certification when that's ready. Don't worry, there's a method to my madness, but first I need to do some research that rank 4 of weapon engineering just unlocked. Here's why I'm going to double down on pistol certification. I said the AA-99 was falling behind in damage output and we needed to keep an eye out for something beefier. Well, after some tinkering, the razorback that Shaw gave us for helping with the Ashtas is now a much better sniper weapon than my actual sniper rifle. Save on carry capacity and skill points. Win-win. Aw, Andreja looks sad.
Hello.
Hello. Ready to head back out?
I'm at your side.
Good. Right where I want you. We'll probably have to dismiss her again when we get more details about the heist on Neon, but who knows what kind of trouble we'll get into on the way. Anyway, this is a good place to save and call it a day. As always, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have questions, suggestions, or noticed something I missed. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.